All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're a Knicks fan, I suggest you pull your AirPods out your head and not listen to this video because I'm gonna say a lot of things you're not gonna want to like. I know it's only one game, but there's a lot of facts on the table. First of all, yes, when starters are playing 42 minutes a game, it's amazing for DFS. I won a lot of money just slamming Knicks starters on my jamming Knicks starters in my lineups, and then going about my day. But when it comes to real life basketball, it's not going to work. And let me tell you this too: the Knicks are done, right? It's not just because of one game; they're done. Let me tell you why they're done. Jalen Brunson's hurt. You can clearly see it. All his shots are short. He can't get around anybody, and that's his game. His game is quick on the pivot foot, first step, get around you, da 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 da. Cool. All that is done, right? Him not being able to get his own shot, not being able to be a threat offensively, nobody's getting open because nobody has to leave the defender. That's why DiVincenzo had a bad game. We're gonna get to Josh Hart in 2 seconds. So the dominoes are just falling, coming from Jalen Brunson being hurt, right? Okay. So now not only is he hurt, they're tired too, right? So you're hurt and you're tired. All right, cool. The second problem, the reason these guys play 40 minutes, 45 minutes a game, there's no other player on that team that could create shots, generate shots for anybody else on the team. Yeah, DiVincenzo could get his own shot. Alec Burks could get his own shot. McBride could get his own shot. But there's no one else besides Brunson that could create consistent shots for other players on the team. That's why they look how they look today. And it's only gonna get worse. It's only a one game. They only got one game turnaround. They're not gonna those things aren't gonna go away in one game. Knicks is cooked. Indiana's getting healthier. Halliburton's looking a little bit better. They're cooked. They're done. It's over. Um, it was fun while it lasted. You know what I'm saying? But it's and the last thing about the Knicks before we get on to our slate, this is not the first time we've seen a Tom Thibodeau team melt. In the middle of the playoffs, we've seen this before, and they always say, "Oh, they play too many minutes in the regular season. They play too many minutes," and that's his playing style. That's what he does, and you got to live with your choices. That's that. Let's get to this slate. We got Luka 11-2. He's hobbled. He looks crazy out there. He's a step slow. Oh, I'm lying. He's a step slower. He moves at his own pace. He's not himself. Last game, what did he do? Let's see. 50 fantasy points. If he was healthy, a lot of these 50s and 60s would be 70s. But we know he's not healthy, and that's fine. No problem. 11-2. I've said this last slate. I prefer SGA a little bit cheaper. Same upside. 64. Actually scoring more. 67 and 64 fantasy points last 2 games. And he's considerably cheaper than Luka. I've been jamming SGA and I've been cashing in my lineups. That's what I've been doing. I'm just telling y'all what I've been doing. You guys want to play Luka? You can play Luka. He might have a stupendous game next game. It's DFS. It's called fantasy. We don't know what's going to happen, but I prefer to save the salary and play SGA with the same upside. You feel me? Donovan Mitchell, aggressive, 9K, absolutely in play. Too cheap. When I say too cheap, he's too cheap for his upside. I had somebody question me in the comments last video. Oh, why did you say Aaron Gordon's too cheap? He could barely score 30 fantasy points. Get out the game log. Understand how many minutes would these players be on the floor? How many opportunities would they have? How many rebound opportunities? How many assist opportunities? Like I said in the last video, this is a better matchup for Aaron Gordon. His ceiling is a little bit higher for his price. 9K for Donovan Mitchell is cheap for his upside. We know he has 60-point upside. He's 9K. Grab a calculator, right? And then you'll see that he's too cheap for his upside. Let's continue. Kyrie Irving, he's playing a little bit. What's the word I'm looking for? He's playing a little bit. I want to say hesitant, reserved. That's the name. He's playing reserved. Reserve don't help us in fantasy. He's trying to get the rest of the team involved. He's trying to set up PJ Washington. Great, cool, no problem, buddy. That doesn't help for fantasy. I'm gonna taper my Kyrie exposure a little bit, and I'm not saying he's a bad play, but he's actively looking to get other people involved first before he goes crazy. At 8.3K, we need him going crazy to pay that off. This is fantasy sports. You see what I'm saying? We got to pay off the salary. It's not about who's nice and who we like and all that other stuff. Who could pay off the salaries? That's how you win. You pay off your salary. All your players pay off their salaries. You get flames next to their names. You cash. Easy as that. 1, 2, 3. Let's continue. Jalen Williams, 7'5", absolutely in play. Derek White, I don't know. He's been playing like he got carrots stuck up his ass. I need him to rebound. I need him to be better. 24 and 25 points is not going to get it cut at 6.5K. I'm going to go back to him, but I'm not thrilled to be playing Derek White after two lousy games in a row. I need him to step up. Darius Garland, you know, he fooled me. He fooled me like twice because I thought Darius Garland was like, you know, a little bit over average, a little bit better than average. Darius Garland is complete dog. Darius Garland is trash. Darius Garland is awful. Darian Garland, I don't even, you know what, his name is Darian now. Darian Garland, aka Darius Garland, he's useless. I'll be honest with you. He's 6.2K. He's expensive because he's not even worth that. 28, 31, 29 fantasy points, starting point guard for the Cleveland Cavs. He's playing almost 40 minutes a game, giving you 30 fantasy points. Again, back to the math, back to the calculator. If you're playing almost 40 minutes and you're giving us 30 fantasy points, that means you're under a 1 fantasy point per minute player. For fantasy, that's awful, especially if you're a starting guard. You see what I'm saying? All right, let's continue. I just want to make sure in this video I'm very direct and clear of my verbiage so we understand. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to help you win at fantasy sports. You see what I'm saying? I'm helping you to win at your contest. Just want to make sure we're all clear because I got time today. You see what I'm saying? Now let's continue. Who else is here? Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday finally decided to play like an NBA player. He was doing it all. It almost seemed, let me tell you how it seemed. It seemed like Brad Stevens. God. It seems like Joe. What's his name? What's his last name? The head coach, Joe. Whatever his name is. It seemed like he got an email saying, yo, tonight is a Jrue Holiday night. That's how it felt. Because we don't see Jrue Holiday play like, you know, he got some balls. And he finally was playing like he was on the All-NBA team. You see him out there grabbing rebounds and doing all types of stuff. We've never seen it before. Like he just remembered how to play ball. 38 minutes, 38 fantasy points. He was out there. He was active. Everything was going his way. You see what I'm saying? It feels crazy. It feels like, yo, they say, yo, it's a Jrue Holiday night. Go get him, Tiger. That's how it felt. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying that's how it felt. You feel me? Giddey. Oh, shit. This video is going to be a doozy. Josh Giddey is even worse than Darius Garland. We got one slate and two of the worst point guards in history. Josh Giddey's not even better than me. And I haven't played basketball in years. Josh Giddey is a complete total fade. If you have a problem with me saying he's a total fade, I don't want to hear about it. Just you go play him. Go play him. You can get a Josh Giddey poster. You can hang it up in your mom's basement. You can shove Josh Giddey up your ass. I don't care. I'm not playing him because he's a negative. The coach don't even want him on the team. Let's continue. I got time today. Karis LeVert, 4'6". He's in play. Peyton Pritchard's in play at 4K. Very risky, but he's in play. He's not very risky, but, you know, if it's a close game, he's not going to get crazy minutes. Kassan Wallace is risky, 3.3K, but he doesn't need much to pay off his ticket. But he's not a great fantasy producer, so just keep that in mind. You feel me? Let's go to shooting guard. Jaylen Brown is okay, 7'7". The Celtics aren't winning the title this year. I can tell you that right now. I could look in my crystal ball and tell you that right now. And even though they've been the best team Eastern Conference team for the season. Regular season doesn't mean ish. They might need to blow this team up because they're not winning anything. He shot 13 for 17 and only put up 45 fantasy points. Let that sink in. 13 for 17 in 41 minutes and only put up 45 fantasy points. That's not great as you think it is because he's not going to shoot 76% again. You see what I'm saying? So, all the game log watchers, before you jump in my comments, you know what I'm saying? He shot 13 for 17, 76%. That's an abnormality. You feel me? So, just make sure you have your facts before you jump in my chat. All right, who else is here? Who else is here? Strus is an okay play, 4.9. He's a little bit expensive for his upside, but if he hits a few threes, then whoop-de-doo. You're looking good. Tim Hardaway Jr. seems to be playing with a little bit of vigor. If you want to know what vigor means, he's playing with a little bit of aggression. He got 16 minutes, 15 fantasy points. Very risky. Very risky. He got hot. 3.7K on a 2-game slate. You're playing a few lineups, throw him in one. Isaiah Joe, we've been having a constant back and forth. Who do we play? Joe, Aaron Wiggins. They seem to flip-flop from slate to slate. It's about lineup construction. If you could fit in Joe, play Joe. If you could fit in Wiggins, play Wiggins. You don't know who's going to go off. We don't know. That's why it's called fantasy. There's a lot of people out here listening to these videos, not just mine. You're watching whoever, and you want us to tell you to go play Sam Merrill, and then Sam Merrill goes out there and gives you 50 fantasy points. That's not how DFS works. I know me. I'm gonna tell you who's in the best position to do what. Who's in the best position to get minutes? Who's in the best position? Who's in the best position? Oh my God, I can't even talk. Position, right, to produce at their respective salary. That's what I'm here to do. Okay. Isaiah Joe played 3.5K. Sam Howes is very risky because if he doesn't hit his threes, your ticket is gone. Gone with the wind. Let's go to small forward. Tatum 9.5K. He's playing very mediocre. Last game he did have 60 fantasy points, but he did have a lot of rebounds. 43, 39, 46, and 45 is not Jason Tatum numbers, especially when you're 9.5K. 62, yeah, but he did take 25 shots. When he's taking 25 shots, you got to keep in mind who is that going to take away from. Doesn't look like Al Horford wants to be doing anything lately, so he may be him. Tatum is in play, but be very careful he doesn't revert back to the 45 fantasy point a night player that he was before. I said he was going to be aggressive because the media was all over him. You know what I'm saying? He did have a good game, so we don't know if he's going to go back to playing how he was before. We need him aggressive. 25 shots, 42 minutes. We need him aggressive. Absolutely fire him up. Lou Dort, 4.8 is in play. Aaron Wiggins, 3.9K. Like I said, when we're talking about Wiggins and Joe, Wiggins is only small forward. It's about lineup construction. If you get Joe in, fine, cool. If you got the $400 extra and you have the spot, then you can play Wiggins. You playing two lineups, you want to put one in one and one in the other, cool. Like we don't know. You see what I'm saying? But they're gonna get playing time. All right. The rest of these guys I'm not playing. You want to play Marcus Morris Sr.? Go play Marcus Morris. You want to play Gorgeous Niang? Go play Gorgeous Niang. You want to play Alex Fudge? Go play Alex Fudge. I'm not playing them. Before we go to power forward, if you're new here, welcome. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you're not subscribed, hit the bell, thumbs up the video. If you're struggling to cash, in NBA, MLB, PGA, MMA, whatever it is, no problem. I can help you. I can send you my finalized optimal lineup right before lock. Check out the Patreon, link in the description, or you can check out the channel memberships on YouTube. Silver and Gold also provides lineups. Just read the details, and we do have super chats open. Okay, let's go to power forward. Evan Mobley. 7.4K. 29 fantasy points. You know what happens when you pay 7.4K for a power forward and he gives you 29 fantasy points? That means that toss your phone out the window, go grab a nice book, go hop on the futon by the fireplace, and go read a book, because your fantasy night is over. You see what I'm saying? You want to say Mobley had a down night? He shot 63% and still only gave you 29 fantasy points. That's wild. Very wild. Because it's a 2-game slate, he's still a good play, but man, the variance of outcomes is just astronomical. And there was no Jared Allen on the court. Not very concerning, a little concerning. All right, who else is here? PJ Washington, 6K. Yeah. So who died and made him Charles Barkley? Last 2 games, he's found himself 58 fantasy points and 40 fantasy points. 18 shots and 23 shots. That's very huge. If he's going to mimic the last 2 games at 6K, he's the best play on the slate. That's if he comes out aggressive. You feel me? No more need to be said about PJ Washington. Find value and play him. Al Horford was passing up shots. Al Horford was playing like he was washed. Maybe he is washed, but I don't like calling people washed. He was playing like this is his first time playing basketball. He played a whole 39 minutes and gave you a whole 13 fantasy points. I can't go back to him. It feels like a death in the family. Al Horford used to be our true and reliable OG power forward. It feels like we're at a funeral right now, because all he's going to do is cost me money. I'd rather find $600 and play PJ Washington. If Al Horford comes out the next game and hits 6 threes, oh well, I just won't have him. Sorry, buddy, but you got to go. No Al Horford for me. Who else is here? Derrick Jones Jr., Mr. Locker Room. These guys, when they get a little, what's the word? When they get a little, like when they get smacked up a little, they run straight to the locker room. They don't even care. They just run straight to the locker room. A lot of people get banged up in the course of an NBA game, but not all of them run to the locker room. Derrick Jones Jr. is always in the locker room. Like he got a girl back there or something. Him and Gafford. We're going to get to Gafford in a second. I just keep noticing it, and it's like, I can't trust you because you don't want to be on the court. You don't want it bad enough. If you're going to keep running, you get a paper cut, run to the bat. You hit knees with somebody, let's run to the bat. You get hurt, you get up, and then you walk to the bat. Like, you could walk, my buddy. Like, keep playing. Derrick Jones Jr. has a little bit of an upside. I'm going to try to get away from him because he doesn't want to be on the court, it seems, but he's in play. Okora's in play. He's another one. He can't shoot. Passes up open shots. He has a little bit of a ceiling also, but there's a reason he's $3,800. The rest of these guys I'm not touching. And at center, got Chet Holmgren. He plays like a rookie sometimes. He has a little bit of an upside, but he's not. He's not. He could do a lot better than what he does. He only took 9 shots, 35 minutes, great. Like, you're getting 30 fantasy points and up from him. You should be getting 50 with his skill set. But it is what it is. The Thunder, they play young. Obviously, they are young. A lot of careless turnovers, a lot of bad decision making. That's why they lost that game. And Chet, he falls into that a little bit also. 6.9K, he's in the player pool, obviously, but he's leaving so many fantasy points on the table. Jared Allen, he's going to be restricted even if he does play. Gafford is another one. Him and Derrick Jones just be in the locker room doing what? I don't know. They run into, like, you got hurt. You got up. You played a whole whatever, and then went right back. You played a whole series and then went back to the locker room. Like, you were playing already. You sub out, go to the locker room, and then you stayed at the halftime like a punk bitch. You don't even come back onto the you know, you don't even come back with your team to root them on. You stay in the back to halftime. You don't come back to the sidelines. Like, hey guys, I'm all right. Let's go. Like, cheer them on. Nothing. You just what are you doing in the back? It's a shoulder injury. You're not getting stitches. You're not getting. You're not getting a transfusion. You hurt your shoulder. They give you an injection or whatever. You go back up about your day. What are you still in the locker room for 4, 5, 6 minutes for? Doing what? For a shoulder injury? Give me a break. I dislocated my shoulder. I know how it works. I popped it back in myself. Yeah, it hurts. But what I pop? You hurt your shoulder. You pop it back in. Well, what are we gonna do with a shoulder? What are we doing with shoulders in the locker room? We giving it mouth to mouth? Like, what are we really doing? He loves the locker room. Defend him. Anybody go defend him. No, don't defend him. Lively got playing time because Derek Gafford didn't play much of the second half either. Could have been injury / Derek Lively playing well. We would never know because Gafford is always hurt. Cornette, I don't think I'm touching. Jay Williams, I don't think I'm touching unless the rest of my lineup is fired. He's gonna get 10 minutes, 13 minutes. Very risky. These 2-game slates are like, you just seen what happened with the Knicks game. Like, anything could happen. Jalen Williams is in the player pool. I don't think I'm going to get to him, and that's Jalen Williams with a Y, because we're at center right now. But listen, I'm going to go in and get out of here. Let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you taking the time. Sorry to the Knicks fans. I thought y'all had something, but it was a hoax. Listen, I'm gonna go find something to do. Appreciate you guys. Check out the Patreon link in the description. If you need help with lineups, super chats are open, channel memberships are open. And talk to y'all later. Ciao.